and welcome to this week's edition of The Week in Triathlon. And without further ado, roll the intro. Triathlon news across the globe has been incredibly thin on the ground over the course of this past week, to the extent that just about the only thing that I can report to you on that's not even really triathlon itself is just take a look over here at these awesome persimmons here growing naturally and organically in the tree here in the garden. That's about all that I can give you as far as triathlon news is concerned. No, seriously though. There's only one event taking place on the international level across the globe, and that's in La Paz, Bolivia, a junior event that's taking place there this coming weekend. There's nothing in challenge, there's nothing in Ironman, there's nothing in Xterra happening. But aside from all of that, the one piece of news that I can give you is that a couple of weeks ago I reported on the Escape From Alcatraz triathlon that had pushed their prices up from $450 all the way up to $750 for the 2016 season. And the reason for that is just simply the infrastructure cost of putting on a major triathlon has just ballooned to a phenomenal extent over the course of the past couple of years, and me as a former event organizer know it all too well. But what's come out of that is that the organizers of the Wildflower Triathlon series, the Wildflower Triathlon Festival, the organization called California, is resurrecting the San Francisco Triathlon for 2016, and by collaborating with a whole bunch of different triathlon clubs, from an infrastructure point of view, they're able to keep the cost of producing that event down to an entry fee of $395 for the first 500 entrants. So that's the one piece of major triathlon news from across the globe that I'm able to bring you this week. But without further ado, let's have a look at what the different modalities look like in a little bit more detail. Looking at modality-specific news at the moment is, as far as the world of Xterra is concerned, as I mentioned to you last week, Xterra is in complete sleep mode until February of 2016, so I won't have anything to report from in the world of Xterra for a good couple of weeks going ahead. Then on to ITU. There are two items that the ITU have been able to put together as far as news is concerned. The first is that the triathlon world in Cuba is looking fairly good at the moment, and that is one thing coming out of there is that there's an ITU long distance series event that will be taking place, and as well as the Ibero-American Cup that will be both be taking place in Havana over the weekend of 13-14 February 2016. The second piece of news coming out of the ITU is that the ITU president has been attending a whole series of IOC, International Olympic Committee, forums and such like in Lausanne, Switzerland. How this will benefit triathletes in the future, we will just have to wait and see as far as that's concerned. Then going back to last weekend's racing within the ITU, there was one event that took place last weekend, and that was the American Triathlon Cup final that took place in Buenos Aires, Argentina, and you had Beatriz Neres of Brazil picking up the ladies' title, and you had Reinaldo Colucci, also of Brazil, picking up the men's title. And as I mentioned earlier, this coming weekend in the world of ITU, there's going to be an ITU Junior American Cup, and that's taking place in La Paz, Bolivia. I certainly hope we don't have any athletes coming down with altitude sickness, because racing at that altitude, racing decently in triathlon at La Paz type altitudes is going to be a major headache for a good number of athletes. Then, news out of the Challenge family is that the Challenge family has announced their Pro Prize Fund structure for the 2016 season, and that's specifically as far as Europe is concerned. That's not only the prize money for the full challenge events and the half challenge events that will be taking place across Europe, but also the prize money that will be available to the top 5 athletes that finish on the European Point Series at the end of next season, and the total prize fund that will be available will be 140,000 euros, and that's for the series events. So Challenge family have announced the detailed structure of what prize funds will be in all of the events across Europe, as well as the series-wide championship. Then last weekend in the world of the Challenge family, we had an event that took place in Shepparton, Australia. It was a half challenge with Rebecca Keat and Luke Bell picking up the ladies and men's titles, both athletes obviously from Australia. Then, as I mentioned earlier as well, there are 0 events happening on the Challenge family calendar for this coming weekend. News from the Ironman world is that, the major news from the Ironman world, should I say, is that the Ironman has now launched their online store range of merchandise for the 2015 Christmas season as a way to be able to help money move from your wallet into their bank account over the course of the quieter Christmas season. Then, as a side note, Ironman Switzerland and Ironman South Africa have both announced changes to their routes, their course routes for the 2016 races. And as far as results are concerned, there were 2 races that took place last weekend. On Saturday, you had the Ironman Malaysia that took place in Langkawi. It was a full distance, 140.6 miles, and you had Diana Riesler of Germany picking up the ladies' title, and Mark Agros of Switzerland picking up the men's title. Then on Sunday, the circus moved across to Tempe, Arizona in the USA. Meredith Kessler of the USA picked up the ladies' title, and Lionel Sanders of Canada picked up the men's title. Then finally, as I mentioned right at the beginning of this vlog, the look ahead to this coming weekend is that there are 0 Ironman races taking place this coming weekend. Remember to share this video out amongst all of your triathlon friends, and what's more, click the thumbs up button if you like the content, thumbs down if not, and last but by no means least, there's a big red subscribe button down there. Hit that subscribe button, that way you stay subscribed to my channel for all the new content that comes out to you daily, and for each episode of the Week in Tri that comes out weekly. So be the first to receive the Week in Tri in your mailbox by clicking the subscribe button down below. Until I see you next time for general content, athlete questions, the Week in Tri, next week Friday. Stay carved up for the win out there, and I'll see you then. Cheers.